what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome, class of 2020 and our virtual graduation. Let's get this once-in-a-lifetime celebration started by taking a look at us, Yorba Linda High School Mustang. Thank you, Mr. Kadra and your video production class. Please welcome your senior class president, Claire Bailey.
Welcome family, friends, faculty, and most importantly, the Yorba Linda High School senior class of 2020. My name is Claire Bailey, and I'm your 2020 senior class president. First and foremost, congratulations. We made it. And while we are not arriving at this monumental point in our lives exactly as we had planned, our graduation will be different from all the others that have preceded it. The class of 2020 will forever be known as a class that did not make their friends and family sit in the hot sun for hours waiting to hear our names called. Sneeze, and you might miss it. Ours will be like a graduation experience unlike any other, one very different from what our siblings, parents, grandparents, and others had. Yes, we are different. We did not choose to be different. Events out of our control simply required us to do things differently. Rather than sulk and complain about the fact that our graduation would be different, we rallied. We adapted. We made lemonade out of lemons. Our class did not allow the COVID-19 pandemic to defeat us. And here we are, the first class in history to graduate virtually. We are trailblazers. We are innovators. We have to be. The last 3 months will not erase all we have accomplished in 4 years. It will not define us. It will not be our legacy. Let us remember our entire time here at YLHS, not just the last few months. We all took our first steps onto the YLHS campus 4 years ago. The campus seemed overwhelmingly large. Since then, we have dreamed about spending our last day together as seniors, in person, hugging each other, and laughing with each other. But despite the fact that we have arrived at this point unable to share those personal moments, we have arrived nonetheless with the same amount of love and enthusiasm we shared on our very first day at YLHS. We are dedicated. We are resilient. We finish what we start. And as a class, we have a lot to be proud of. We must remember all of the amazing accomplishments the class of 2020 has achieved over the past 4 years at Yorba Linda High School. We won the Olympic rally in our sophomore and senior years. Our arts and music program have excelled, winning multiple awards in band, choir, orchestra, theater, photography, and visual arts. Our sports teams have won many league titles, and several have made it to the CIF playoffs. Individually, many YLHS athletes have signed with colleges to further their athletic careers. And perhaps most impressively, the class of 2020 has received $5,021,218 in college scholarships. And I would be remiss not to acknowledge our amazing teachers and staff. We wouldn't have become the people we are today without them. We are very fortunate to have had the encouragement of teachers, administrators, coaches, and even campus supervisors. They have continued to support us during our toughest times with their constant motivation, like Shanahan saying, "Carpe diem," which means seize the day, or Mr. Herrick reminding us that the challenges that we face are the little bumps in the road of life. Thank you, teachers and staff. The class of 2020 is truly grateful for all you have done. So what legacy does the class of 2020 leave for future classes? Well, in simplest terms, we are living proof that adversity can be overcome. In fact, facing and overcoming seemingly insurmountable challenges is what has given each of us our depth and character few at our age have. Life pulled the rug out from under us. However, we did not fall. We are still standing. Instead of future generations feeling sorry for us that we are the class that missed out, we should be remembered as the ones who persevered, who came up with creative solutions to challenges that they faced, who made the most of the hand that they were dealt. Life is going to hand each of us challenges in the future, some big, some small, some seemingly impossible. No matter what, they are coming. But the class of 2020 will now go into the next phase of life better equipped to overcome those challenges. No one planned it, it just happened. Be proud, class of 2020. Know that each of us is better equipped to handle the uncertainties of life that are headed our way. Family, friends, teachers, and all the underclassmen who are listening, be inspired by us. Be proud of us. We made it.
Thank you, Claire, and good luck at the University of Oregon. At this time, I would like to thank the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District School Board, our school board president, Mr. Eric Pageant, who will be speaking with our graduates in just a few minutes, along with our superintendent, Dr. Greg Pletko, Dr. Candy Plahy, Assistant Superintendents Rick Lopez and Assistant Superintendent David Giordano for the opportunity to present this virtual celebration for the class of 2020. Each year, we take the opportunity to recognize graduates from Yorba Linda High School who have committed to serving our nation after graduation in a branch of the military or entering a military academy. Members of the U.S. Armed Forces have a long-standing tradition of carrying a challenge coin that symbolizes the unit identity and brotherhood. Each coin bears a unique symbol and motto that identifies the group it represents. Challenge coins capture the very essence of military affiliation and pride to those who carry them. This year, we honor 11 graduates with a very special coin. On one side is the official seal of the United States Department of Defense. On the other is the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District emblem with the engraved message, PYLUSD thanks you for your service and commitment. The following students have earned this recognition: Dylan Ogiagi, Marines; Zach Ashton, NORTC; Nolan Bridgeford, Army; Alan Choi, Navy; Kylie Cook, Air Force; Luke Galati, West Point; Zachary Owens, Navy; Brooks Perry, Navy; Ethan Reynoso, Army; and Christopher Robinson, Navy. Your coin is a token of our gratitude and a marker to bring you home safely upon your completion of your service. We thank you, our graduates, for your dedication to serve our country. And now it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce the class of 2020 ASB President, Lily Johnson.
High school has a lot of defining moments. Losing a home CIF game, closing your last spring musical, walking into the gym for your last homecoming dance. But when we look back at those things, we don't have a sick feeling in our stomachs from knowing we can't get those moments back. We feel that way because we realize how much we loved the people that surrounded us in those moments. Our happiness as human beings is derived from being in the presence of those we love. So as we all go our separate ways, I hope every one of you remembers to find the good people in your life to surround you with. I wrote that 3 months ago, thinking it would be the end of my graduation speech, thinking most of us would still get to enjoy those things, thinking that the main thing I wanted you to remember from a cliche graduation speech was to remember to love the people in your life, to hold on to the people that influence you to be better. That's what I wrote before our world was flipped upside down. For the past 4 years, most of us have been told by teachers and adults all around us how special our class is and how the school will never be the same once we're gone. Which is why all of us keep asking the same questions. Why us? Why this year? Why now? The other day, my mom attempted to answer those questions. She said, "Of course it's your class. You guys have always been so special. You're filled with academic overachievers, incredible athletes, and crazy talented artists. We are kind and inclusive and have somehow become closer than any other class. I mean, I know from experience, a lot of us have trouble even planning anything because it turns into 30 people going instead of 12. We are the ones who at the end of the day could come out of this whirlwind and still be okay." Most of us were born in the year of 9/11, a time our country groveled together like no other. We grew up with silly bands and Club Penguin and the good Disney Channel shows. We started middle school as iPhones began to completely change our society and good dance moves were traded in for the whip and the whoa. We now seem to be the last people who remember the way life used to be before Snapchat and Twitter and TikTok. And today we are graduating amidst a pandemic. A pandemic that took away the time that is supposed to be the greatest part of our lives. I know we all miss our friends. We all want our senior year back. Some of us miss live sports and others miss shopping and going to the movies. I mean, I even miss tipping rude waiters and sitting through hard classes. However, I want to challenge you all to think about our world through a different perspective. To choose to see this disease as not a plague, but as a gift. A lesson for all of us to find our true selves. We have time to try the things that life always seems to get in the way of. Personally, it's hard for me to hate something that has given me time with my family before I move across the country. A lot of us have time to finally read or write or bake or play the guitar again. I know a lot of days seem to blur together now, and it's hard to get out of the routine of nothingness. But the thing is, time is still moving. We are still growing up. We are still graduating together. We are still learning to adapt and become the people we are meant to be. It might not seem like it, but everything happening right now is only building our character, strengthening our abilities, and making our class one the world isn't ready for. I have so much faith in all of you that you are going to take your place in this world, in your own way. The world will never be the same coming out of this. It just won't be. But here's the thing. First of all, change doesn't have to be bad. And second, we have a fresh start. We have a new beginning, one greater than any other. We're the ones that get to come into this new society and shape it how we want. We have the opportunity to create the world we want to live in. So don't live in the negative. Get a head start on your life that you want to live and enjoy the little things in life for now. Find happiness in eating dinner with your family or getting to take a 5-hour nap. Because trust me, when we look back at this time, you will miss it. Remember that time is a blessing. so don't waste it complaining about what could have been. So here's to you, class of 2020. I love you, I'm proud of you, and I believe in us to come out of this on top.
Thank you, Lily, and good luck to you at the University of Rhode Island. Now, please join with me to enjoy our very talented Yorba Linda High School choir as they sing "We'll Meet Again" under the direction of Mr. Stephen McCann.
We'll meet again, don't know where, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just as you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, but I know we'll meet again some sunny. No, we'll meet again some sunny. No, we'll meet again some sunny day. We'll meet again.
Thank you, Mustang Choir and Mr. McCain. Yorba Linda High School class of 2020 has been blessed with many outstanding students. 14 National Merit commended and recognized scholars, 8 students who have received an A in every class that they have taken, and over 200 students that have earned a combined total of $5.1 million in scholarships and grants, approximately $1 million higher than last year. This fall, 96% of you have enrolled in colleges or universities. One of the many talented seniors we honor here today earned the recognition as the class valedictorian for 2020. Would you please welcome Caitlin Birchfield.
Well, graduates, our 2020 vision never could have predicted this. I know this isn't how any of us expected to experience graduation, let alone the end of our senior year. But we made it. So I want to start by saying congratulations. We should all be proud of ourselves. No matter what our future plans are, graduating is a big accomplishment. When I started writing this speech, I did what I'm sure hundreds of other students across the US did. I Googled how to write a valedictorian speech. I gathered a few things from my research. For one, a lot of people use a famous quote in their speech. I don't really get that. I mean, if someone wants to hear from a famous author or politician, they can just read the quotes themselves, right? And why should I be quoting someone else when the whole point of graduation is that we're ready to go off into the world and make our own marks? If high school has taught me anything, it's that you have to do your own thing. You can't base your decisions solely off what other people think, and you can't just copy what other people do. You have to pursue your own passions and do what makes you happy and fits your idea of success. So I won't be quoting anyone in my speech today, because while I think it's important to learn from the wisdom other people have to offer, I want to focus on us right now, in the hopes that some of you will become people worthy of quoting someday. Another thing a lot of valedictorians do in their speech is give advice or talk about what they've learned in high school. I'm not sure what makes me qualified to do this. Just because I took a few extra classes and got good grades doesn't really mean I'm any wiser than any of you. But I got to thinking about what I have learned in high school. My first thoughts drifted to what my teachers taught me. Miss St. Amant taught me the educational value of memes. Miss Ferris taught me how to win an argument with my parents, or so I'd like to think. Miss Admaja taught me that no one will ever be as passionate about math as she is. And Mr. Buchanan taught me that the best way to call on someone in class is to say, "Do it to it." But the most important things I've learned weren't really taught so much as they were learned through experience. So after some trips, stumbles, and even falls, this is what I've gathered from my own high school experience. First, you don't have to do everything on your own. I think I can safely say that many of us wouldn't be here if it weren't for our friends, family, or teachers supporting us. So I'd like to say thank you to all the people that have stuck with me until this point and gotten me through a lot, and I encourage you all to do the same. In a similar vein, it's important to form meaningful relationships. I hope that as you reflect on your own memories of high school, you realize that they were shared with close friends and loved ones. As we all head into the real world, don't forget to hold on to the people who have come this far with you. But don't be afraid to also step out of your comfort zone and make new friends. Moreover, we don't have to take everything so seriously, because it's important to find balance in our lives. We should focus on getting a job and doing well in school, but we should also focus on spending time with our friends and family, or doing the things we love. Lastly, almost every valedictorian shares their hopes for our future. My hope is that we all continue to learn and grow. We don't know everything, not even close, and I think that's a good thing. I hope that in the years to come, we see that this wasn't our peak, that we will continue to have even more joy and success in our lives after leaving YLHS. I hope that we make history. After all, we already have today. So, class of 2020, I truly hope we don't view this as an end, but embrace this change and look forward to a new chapter in our lives filled with excitement and opportunity. We still have so much to do in this world, and this is only the beginning. I wish you all the best, and remember, once a Mustang, always a Mustang.
Thank you, Caitlin, and good luck to you at UC Berkeley. At this time, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School Board President, Mr. Eric Pageant.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn. Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to welcome everyone to this year's commencement ceremony for Yorba Linda High School class of 2020, a year that will truly be remembered. I do not believe anybody could have predicted the changes to our lives that have happened over the past 3 months. Like a flick of a light switch, the world pretty much stopped. But for all of you, the senior class of 2020, you lost the opportunity to participate in those customary year-end senior activities, including the traditional graduation ceremony. Mustang graduates, wherever you are today watching this virtual graduation ceremony, know that you are thought of by those who truly care about you and love you, your family, friends, teachers, and fellow classmates. We are all extremely honored to share this unique and special day with you, celebrating your high school graduation. Just as we've learned over the past 3 months, even when we think we have everything under control, life will toss you a curveball you never saw coming. And when life does, your reaction to that curveball will help determine the outcome of the situation. Decisions and choices will have to be made, each with the power to effectively change the course of your life. But along life's journey, remember to take time to celebrate your successes, but also learn from your mistakes. Focus on your triumphs, but don't forget your tragedies, and always try to choose happiness over sadness. Learn to enjoy every minute of your life. Be happy now and don't wait for something to make you happy in the future. Think how really precious time is and how you want to spend it. Time should be enjoyed and savored, not just taken for granted. We all can get moving fast today in today's society and forget about the simple stuff that actually makes life really fun. Over the past 3 months, I've seen so many families just walking the neighborhoods, riding their bikes, or talking to their neighbors at a safe social distance, of course. Studies have shown that happy people express gratitude, savor life's joys, cultivate optimism, nurture relationships, and commit to their goals. And why do I share that? Simple. I see this in people all around me all the time. and I especially see that in the young adults graduating here today. Class of 2020, you will look back someday and say, yes, we got shortchanged. But I believe that you will also be able to say that you took a bowl full of lemons and started making lemonade, and you shared it with others. You used your talents and abilities to bring out the best in those around you, but you also let them bring out the best in you. You were the first class to have a yard sign letting everybody know there was a 2020 graduate living in that house. You started anonymous giving of gifts on the doorsteps of other 2020 graduates. You learned how to interact via Zoom and Google with your friends when you couldn't see them in person. But above all else, I believe you were part of a positive change, the change of 2020. Congratulations to you all, and I wish you all the very best. On behalf of the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District Board of Education, and by the authority of that school board, I hereby confer this recognition from Yorba Linda High School on each of you. Congratulations to the class of 2020 on this notable achievement.
Thank you, Mr. Pageant, and thank the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School Board for all of their support for our students across our district. It has been said, life is what happens when you have made other plans. This has never been more true for all of us in the changes that we have faced over the last 3 months. But the one thing that hasn't changed is the class of 2020's dedication and passion for completing a task, in doing the very best and listening to that inner voice in all of us that says, I did my best, I gave it my all. The class of 2020 can be very proud of its 440 graduates and their passion for the arts, their dedication to athletics, their commitment to leadership and academics. With all of the changes you have faced, the one thing that hasn't changed is how very, very proud the staff at Yorba Linda is of this class of 2020. This may not be what you would call a traditional graduation, but it is a memory, and hopefully a positive one. It is a shared experience. It is a shared moment in time. From the song My Wish for You, I have shared one line with each of the previous graduating classes. I am going to change one word for this class, and that's in the beginning line. It'll say, our wish for you is that life becomes all you want it to. Your dreams stay big, your worries stay small. Congratulations, class of 2020, and thank you for choosing to be a Mustang. And now, the staff at Yorba Linda, we have a very special presentation just for this class.
Oh, I remember that Sunday. Yeah, I think I was 5, and a voice deep within me told me it was time. Oh, this little girl trembled, but you led the way, and right then and there I heard your voice say, oh, come home, no matter the scars, run into home and into love's arms. It's here, child, where you belong, here in miracles' arms. Oh, oh, I'm with you. Oh, oh, I get you. No matter what you do or what you're going through. Oh, oh, I'm with you. Oh, oh, I get you. No matter what you do, I am here for you. I am here. Oh, can be awakened, but then fall asleep. And now it's 20 years later, and I'm still so weak. How many times have I wandered till dawn? But you've been my compass, leading me on and
Today we had our very first drive-through graduation in front of the Mustang statue. Now we want to take a few moments to honor each senior and congratulate them one more time. Please join with me as we present the senior portraits and our graduating class of 2020. Congratulations, each and every one of you. And thank you from Yorba Linda High School.